Sarah here, and today I'm going to show you how to, excuse me Coco, how to lap and carry your sandbag. Alright Team SS, so your StrongFit sandbag arrived in the mail. Now what are you going to do? You're going to click the card up there so that you can watch the video to learn how to fill your sandbag up with sand and how to tie it off. But today I'm going to show you how to lap the sandbag and carry it. If you're brand new to this, I suggest you start with a 60-pound sandbag. So I'm going to stand on each side of the sandbag and notice that the knot is facing backward. Step 1, bend over and shimmy your hands underneath the sandbags. I like to lift one side up to get one hand under, and then I just shimmy the other one underneath. The next thing we need to do is engage some important muscles. We need to engage our chest muscles, the pecs. So I'm going to do that by squeezing my elbows towards each other. And then what we're going to do is we're going to deadlift the bag up and let it rest on our laps. So to deadlift the bag up, we need to use our inner hamstring muscles and we need to use our external oblique muscles. So if I were to punch you right below the belly button, you're going to feel muscles popping out the sides of your body. Those are your external obliques. Those are the muscles that you use to deadlift the bag up. So let's take it from the top. So I'm going to bend over, lift up one side, stick my hand under, shimmy the other hand underneath, engage the pec by squeezing the elbows in towards each other. Then I'm going to engage my external obliques. Ready, watch. And I'm going to deadlift it up and then lap it. And just let it rest right on my lap. Then I'm going to take one arm around and the other arm around, and I'm going to clasp onto my wrist with one hand, and then pow! So let's take a look now from the front view. So you can see how I've clasped one hand around the wrist of the other hand. And I encourage you to alternate. Sometimes do it the other way. So let's take a look again from the front view. So feet are on each side of the bag, and I grab towards the middle of the bag. So lift one side up, scoot the hand under, shimmy the hand under the other side. Elbows together to activate the chest, and think external obliques. Deadlift it up, but don't toss it up towards yourself. Watch again. And I just rest it on my lap, grab my wrist, and pow! So now let's talk about how to carry the sandbag. So what muscles do we need to think about when we're doing a sandbag carry? Well, we've already talked about a few of the key players. The chest muscles, which we know how to activate just by squeezing the sandbag. We talked about the external obliques. So you want to think of keeping that braced the entire time. And that's going to save your low back during the carry. If you start to feel it in your low back, that's a strong sign that your external obliques are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So obviously one of our goals is to work on strengthening our external obliques so that we can carry for further distances. The stronger your external obliques are, the more of a beast you will become. We already discussed the inner hamstring, so we need to make sure we're using that. If you have a shoulder hiking up, really think of using the lats and engaging your chest. And last but not least, I want you to think about using your glute max. So let me demonstrate the sandbag carry for you. Sandbag carries are a great exercise to add to your repertoire to help you overcome muscle imbalances. It's also a great way for you to identify your muscle imbalances. I mentioned it's important to video yourself, and let me show you what you should be looking for. So let's pretend that my right glute max and inner hamstring are weak. So take a look at what's going to happen to my right leg. Watch how I compensate. You see how that foot turns out? I'm compensating with my glute med. Now let's say on the left side that my lats, pecs, and teres major are weak. So if those muscles are weak, I'm going to compensate with my upper trap, and you'll see the shoulders shrug up. You have two torque chains in your body, the external torque chain and the internal torque chain. These are the principles of StrongFit. So the sandbag carry, just like a deadlift, is using the musculature from the internal torque chain, and we already discussed those muscles. the pec major, the teres major, the external obliques, the glute max, and the inner hamstrings. So those are the muscles I want you thinking about when you're doing a sandbag carry. Now, what if you're like me and you work out in your home gym and you don't have a lot of space? Well, you can see I don't exactly have a 400-meter track in my living room. So if you don't have the option of going outside to do your sandbag carries, then you can do what I do and use a treadmill. So I set my treadmill to about 3.5 miles per hour, and I get on it, and then I hit start, and I give her for about 400 meters. So that would be 0.25 miles. Let me show you how to approach it so that you don't hurt yourself. And if it's your first time doing this, then I suggest you start super slow, like 2 miles an hour, just so you can practice getting going. So the hardest part is hitting start, especially when you start using heavier sandbags. You gotta get one finger out. All right, it's your turn, so give it a whirl. Take some videos of it and post it on your Instagram and tag me at Dr. Sarah Solomon so I can see what you're doing. And if you don't already have a StrongFit sandbag, I provided the link below so that you can get your sandbag delivered to your door. And make sure to subscribe because I put out weekly vlogs where I discuss my imbalances and how I overcome that, as well as demonstration videos just like this. And that's it. That's how you do StrongFit training at home in your living room.